The 7,000-kilometer stretch of Indian coastline features a wide range of coastal and marine habitat. The marine ecosystem has lots of livelihood activities dependent on it, which puts overdue stress on the biodiversity of coastal habitat. The Indian government is committed to protect the coastal and marine biodiversity of the country. In order to do so, they have partnered with GIZ and established Cmpa project, which works towards the conservation of biodiversity of the coastal regions.
A lot of our population lives near the coastline, it's in millions. And a lot of their livelihoods also depend on this. And now with, things like climate change, sea level rise, all these adaptations, unsustainable development also, a lot of the resources that people use for, to sustain their basic livelihoods, those are getting depleted. So the need for, a dedicated coastal and marine project was felt, even in terms of if you see fish catch, it's decreasing because of overutilization and things like that. So it was important to get into this sector and also to help conserve the marine environment that's been quite neglected so far.
The GIZ project on conservation and sustainable management of coastal and marine protected areas selected Maharashtra as one of the few states in which this program is going to be implemented. And in Maharashtra, 3 specific sites were selected. One was Thane Creek and the other 2 sites were in Ratnagiri district. One was the 60-kilometer stretch of coast from Velas to Dabhol, and another was a pristine mangrove in Ansure Creek.
The concerted efforts of the Mangrove Cell, Government of Maharashtra and GIZ are directed towards ensuring conservation of biodiversity of the coastal and marine protected areas.
So the aim of the CBD, the Convention for Biological Diversity, and its 193 member states, is to significantly reduce the loss of biodiversity by 2020. This is a real ambitious goal. And that's why we are here. We like to support India and our partner ministries in their efforts to implement the National Action Plan and to fulfill their international commitments.
Nowadays, the major issues that we have to look into is how to conserve a viable ecosystem along the coast and in the same time ensure that people can have a livelihood along the coast. So the Cmpa project has altogether 3 major components. We work together with state governments in the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Goa and Tamil Nadu to implement projects where we involve people in the conservation of local coastal resources.
The Cmpa project has 3 important components to achieve the goals set by the project. First is participatory management of coastal and marine protected areas. Second is capacity development of forest department staff and local people. And third component is undertaking awareness programs regarding conserving biodiversity in coastal and marine protected areas. For the strengthening of human capacity, the project has developed strategic partnership with Indian institutions for training current forest department officials.
We work with the forest department and with local people and with the local panchayat and all to, firstly we kind of identified what the issues were, what are the areas that people are interested in conserving, and also how do you do it in a manner where local livelihoods are benefited but not disadvantaged because of any interventions. Through the forest department, like creation of a good management plan, creation of good baseline biodiversity surveys, creation of basically seeing a stakeholder analysis, who's involved. The second work package, which is capacity building, we've been working with the forest departments and doing training programs, so they've even learned how to scuba dive as part of our program and other things. This is what the project is about. It's about involving local communities in conservation and working together with them for conservation. The third work package is very important, which is the conservation, education and outreach, because that's what helps build support, and it also helps in sustainability of the project beyond our intervention. So there we've been working in all our sites, in schools, with local NGOs and with people, and we've been conducting outreach programs.
One amongst the 3 locations is the Thane Creek, which has experienced decades of industrialization and pollution. The Cmpa project aims to put appropriate measures which will help the Forest Department in conservation of mangroves and estuarine ecosystem of the Thane Creek.
It's not that Thane Creek is not known for heavy metal pollution. It is well known for heavy metal pollution. Over the years it has been increasing and it is increasing. The metals, right from water, sediment, to the benthos, to the fishes, to plants like in Avicennia marina and all, we saw them getting trapped, accumulated. The bioaccumulation can be seen, which is detrimental. So we have to take care of that.
Cmpa played an important role in the declaration of northern area of the Thane Creek between Airoli and Vashi bridges as Flamingo Sanctuary by the Maharashtra government. The Cmpa project, through its various studies that has undertaken, supports the mangrove cell towards development of scientific management plan for the Flamingo Sanctuary, which proves a great milestone towards conservation of mangroves and coastal ecosystem of the Thane Creek. Interpretation Center, set up by the GIZ, further adds to the awareness part to the locals and also to the tourists coming here about conservation.
We are modeling all the features. That means 3. One is mangrove ecosystem, then coastal ecosystem, then marine ecosystems. So all the 3 ecosystems are beautifully interpreted in the Airoli Interpretation Center. So the people who are coming there, they will realize what kind of the things are there in the marine ecosystems. So it's obviously going to one spot and getting the maximum information in that particular spot, it is always a benefit to us to generate awareness about this as a species ecosystem.
Much initiative has been taken by Cmpa to protect the biodiversity, where assessment of biodiversity and toxic effects of the chemicals which are released in the creek has been analyzed by the organization named SACON. Studies of rapid biodiversity assessment of the sanctuary area was also done. It also increased the capacities of the forest officers in dealing with coastal and marine protected areas. Similarly, Cmpa is working in Ansure in Maharashtra. Cmpa has supported the Maharashtra Biodiversity Board, which, through effective functioning, has created a mass difference.
महाराष्ट्र राज्य जैवविविधता मंडळातर्फे अनेक ठिकठिकाणी कार्यशाळा आयोजित करण्यात आल्या. या कार्यशाळेच्या माध्यमातून लोकांमध्ये जनजागृती, कायद्याविषयी माहिती, स्थानिक ठिकाणी समित्यांची स्थापना करण्याच्या दृष्टीने लोकांना समितीचे गठन कसे करावे, त्याची कार्यपद्धती, त्या अनुषंगाने समितीला असलेले अधिकार याविषयी त्यांना मार्गदर्शन करण्यात आलेले आहे. त्यांना मार्गदर्शन झाल्यानंतर ह्या समितीचं मुख्य जे ध्येय किंवा उद्दिष्ट आहे ते ह्या समितीच्या माध्यमातून गावच्या जैवविविधतेची नोंद करणं अपेक्षित आहे. याविषयी लोकांना माहिती व्हावी, लोकांमध्ये संवर्धन, जनजागृती ह्या विषयाबद्दल अत्यंत वेगाने माहिती पसरत आहे अशी जाणीव आम्हाला या ठिकाणी होते.
Conservation efforts in Velas are symbolized by the Velas Turtle Festival, which is one of the biggest step towards conservation. Each year, a turtle festival was hosted, jointly organized by the community and local NGO Sayadri Nisarga Mitra and supported by GIZ.
सन 2002 साली सह्याद्री निसर्गमित्र या संस्थेने वेळासमध्ये कासव संरक्षण आणि संवर्धनाचा कार्यक्रम सुरू केला. 2006मध्ये आपण सगळ्यात पहिल्यांदा वेळासमध्ये कासव महोत्सव घेतला, ज्याच्यामध्ये ह्या कासवाच्या अंड्यांमधून बाहेर आलेल्या पिल्लांना आपण पाण्याजवळ सुरक्षित अंतरावर ठेवून सुरक्षितपणे पाण्यात आपण त्यांना जाऊ देतो.
We don't realize that we are so close to species that are getting extinct, which our next generation might not be able to even see. They don't know about it. We don't realize that unless we see it in person. And when you are here, you actually feel it inside that yes, we need to take steps. So this is a very good attempt that they bring awareness, they ask people to come here, experience that, and our responsibility to contribute to whatever they are doing, support them and take inspiration from them.
Cmpa supported homestay and interpretation center in Velas, which further added towards spreading awareness towards ecotourism in this place, disseminating information of various species of birds and other creatures of Velas. Workshop is being done by Dakshina Foundation for Forest Department officials, the students and for the people who are working in the Ratnagiri coast in sea turtle conservation.
The main aim of the project was mainly to sort of refresh their knowledge on what they've already been doing in terms of monitoring sea turtle nests and beaches. And we also added few other things like introduction on how to tag, beach profiling, and again, the use of data loggers to record nest temperatures and things like that.
Not only this, CMPA's working strategy and planning has come up with extraordinary programs which are proving a great milestone towards work of conservation. Few of these are Ecotourism Plan by Terracon, Turtle Monitoring Program by the Dakshina Foundation, Mangrove Cleanup Drive and Awareness Activities by Vanashakti, work towards solid waste management by CRT. From these, there has been increased level of awareness about biodiversity. Regular things are being done, such as poster and other communication medium is being distributed to schools under the CMPA project and GIZ to increase the awareness among children. CMPA also used media and other tools to generate awareness towards conservation of mangroves and coastal ecosystem.
पुस्तकं दिली त्या पुस्तकामुळे आम्ही वाचलात, मग त्यातून आम्हाला घरटे वगैरे पक्ष्यांना कसे वाचवायचे हे आम्हाला कळले. ते मोहन सर आहेत, त्यांनी कार्टून फ्रेम दाखवले. परत अजून तर जिल्पा मॅडम आल्या, त्यांनी खारफुटी वनांबद्दल खारफुटी वनांबद्दल आपल्याला काय उपयोग होतो ते दाखवले.
Overall goal of the CMPA project is to contribute to conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity in selected areas along the coastal regions of India, which will ultimately benefit the local population depending on the healthy marine and coastal ecosystem.
Some of the discussions and some of this brainstorming with the local community and the feasibility study that we had done was that livelihoods is one of the areas where we can have the direct involvement of people in conserving these ecosystems. They gain out of it, and this also protects the ecosystems. So low-scale sustainable livelihoods is one of the things that is definitely something that the project can build up on, and that the Mangrove Foundation that has been set up through this project can take up on and directly incentivize people in protecting these coastal ecosystems. Second takeaway from this project is the ecotourism in these areas. So not only there is a need for people to know about the rich biodiversity of this area, it also gives people a return on livelihoods.
After this GIZ project is over, some of the good initiatives that have been taken up in this project will be continued by the Mangrove and Marine Biodiversity Foundation of Maharashtra, and that is the exit strategy that we have worked out. And fortunately, the Mangrove Foundation has got a good corpus to continue this activity, and the state government has also declared some new schemes for conservation of mangroves and marine biodiversity in the state. So we are moving ahead, and the objectives that were laid out by GIZ I think have been fully met, and we will continue to work on the similar objectives in other parts of the state in the coming years.
Through its continuous efforts and establishments, Cmpa leaves its message: save nature, save future.